Holy Franciscan friars, there are the vile beginners of this marriage day.
You do not meet a man but frowns. Our bloods no more obey the king.
But what's the matter?
His daughter and the heir of his kingdom, whom he purposed to his wife's sole son, a widow that late he married, hath referred herself unto a poor but worthy gentleman. She's wedded, her husband banished, she imprisoned, and all is outward sorrow, though I think the king be touched it very hard.
None but the king.
Oh, he that hath lost her too, so is the queen that most desired the match, but not a courtier. Although they wear their faces to the bent of the king's looks, have a heart that is not glad at the thing they scowl at.
And why so?
He that hath missed her is a thing too bad for bad report, and he that hath her, I mean that married her, alack, good man, and therefore banished, is a creature such as to seek through all the regions of the earth for one his like. There would be something failing in him that should compare.
I honor him, even out of your report. But pray you tell me, is she sole child to the king?
He had 2 sons, the eldest of them at 3 years old, in the swathing clothes. The other, from their nursery, were stolen. And to this hour no guess in knowledge which way they went.
That a king's children should be so conveyed, so slackly guarded, and the search so slow that could not trace them.
Howsoever 'tis strange, yet is it true, sir. We must forbear. Here comes the gentleman, the queen, and the princess.
No, be assured you shall not find me, lady daughter, after the scandal of most stepmothers, evil-eyed unto you. For you, Posthumus, so soon as I can win the offended king, I will be known your advocate. Marry, yet the fire of rage is in him, and for good you leaned upon your patience with what wisdom your mind can afford.
Please, your highness, I will hence today.
You know the parry. I'll fetch a turn about the garden, picking the pangs of barred affection. Though the king hath charged, you shall not speak together.
Oh, dissembling courtesy! How fine this tyrant can tickle where she wounds. My dearest husband, I something fear my father's wrath, but nothing. Always reserve my holy duty, what his rage can do on me. You must be gone, and I shall here abide the hourly shot of angry eyes. Not comforted to live, but that there is this jewel in the world that I may see again.
My queen, my mistress. Oh, lady, weep no more, lest I get cause to be suspected of more tenderness than doth become a man. I will remain the loyalest husband that did e'er plight troth. My residence in Rome at one Philarios, who to my father was a friend, to me known but by letter, thither writes my queen, and with mine eyes I'll drink the words you send, though ink be made of gall.
Be brief, I pray you. If the king should come, I shall incur, I know not how much of his displeasure. Yet I'll move him to walk this way. I never do him wrong, but he does buy my injuries to be friends, pays dear for my offenses.
Nay, stay a little. Were you even riding for to air yourself? Such parting were too petty. Oh, look here, love. This diamond was my mother's. Take it, heart, but keep it till you woo another wife when Imogen is dead.
How? How another? You gentle gods, give me but this I have, and sear up my embracements from a next with bonds of death. Remain, Remain thou here, while sense can keep it on, and sweetest, fairest, as I my poor self did exchange for you to your so infinite loss, so in our trifles I still win of you. For my sake, wear this. It is a manacle of love. I'll place it upon this fairest prisoner.
Oh, God. When shall we see again?
Thou basest thing! Avoid! Hence from my sight! If after this command thou brought the court with thy unworthiness, thou diest! Away, thou art a poison to my blood!
The gods protect you, and bless the good remainders of this court. I am gone.
There cannot be a pinch in death more sharp than this is.
Thou disloyal thing, that shouldst repair my youth, thou heapst a year's age on me, that mightst have had the sole son of my queen.
Oh, blessed that I might not. I chose an eagle and did avoid a puttock.
Thou tookst a beggar, wouldst have made my throne a seat for baseness.
No, I rather added a luster to it.
Oh, thou vile one!
Sir, it is your fault I have loved Posthumus. You bred him as my playfellow. He is a man worth any woman overbuys me almost the sum he paid.
What, art thou mad?
Almost, sir. Heaven restore me, would I were a neatherd's daughter and my Leonatus our neighbor shepherd's son.
The foolish thing! They were again together. You have done naught after our command. Away with her and pen her up!
Beseech your patience. Peace, lady daughter, peace. Sweet sovereign. Leave us to ourselves, and make yourself some comfort out of your best advice.
Nay, let her languish, a drop of blood a day, and being aged, die of this folly.
Ah, you must give way. How now, your servant? Hello, sir. What news?
My lord, your son drew on my master.
No harm is done, I trust.
Well, there might have been, but that my master rather played than fought and had no help of anger. They were parted by gentlemen at hand.
I am very glad.
Your son's my father's friend. He takes his part to draw upon an exile. Why came you from your master?
Well, upon his command, he would not suffer me to bring him to haven, left these notes of what commands I should be subject to when pleased you to employ me.
This hath been your faithful servant. I'll dare lay mine honor he will remain so.
I humbly thank your highness.
Pray walk a while.
That some half hour hence I pray you speak with me. You shall at least still see my lord aboard, for this time leave me.
Sir, I would advise you to shift a shirt. The violence of action hath made you reek as a sacrifice. Where air comes out, air comes in. There's none abroad so wholesome as that event.
If my shirt were bloody, then to shift it. Have I hurt him?
No, Faith, not so much as his patience.
Hurt him? His body's a passable carcass if it be not hurt. It is a thoroughfare for steel if it be not hurt.
That villain would not stand me.
No, but he fled forward still, toward your face.
I would they had not come between us.
Oh, so would I, till you had measured how long a fool you were upon the ground.
And that she should love this fellow and refuse me.
Sir, as I have told you always, her beauty and her brain go not together. She's a good sign, but I have seen small reflection of her wit.
She shines not upon fools, lest the reflection should hurt her.
Come, I'll to my chamber. Would there had been some hurt done?
I wish not so, unless it had been the fall of an ass, which is no great hurt.
What was the last he spake to thee?
It was his queen,
Then waved his handkerchief.
and kissed it, madam.
Senseless linen! Happier in therein than I, and that was all.
No, madam, for so long as he could keep me with this eye or ear, distinguishing him from others, did he keep the deck with his hat or glove or handkerchief, still waving as if the fits and stirs of his mind could best express how slow his soul sailed on, how swift his ship.
I would have broke mine eye strings, nay, cracked them, but to look upon him till the diminution of space had pointed him sharp as my needle, nay, followed him till he had melted from the smallness of a gnat to air, and then have turned mine eyes and wept. But good Pisanio, when shall we hear from him?
Be assured, madam, with his next vantage.
The queen, madam, desires your highness' company. Those things I bid you do, get them dispatched. I will attend the queen.
Madam, I shall.
Come in.
Irishman's wife was fair as the sun, her kisses were warmer than spring. Irishman's blade was made of black steel, and the kiss was a terrible thing.
You're never a good singer.
Now what's this? Chardonnay. By my troth, a good vintage. And believe it, sir, I have seen him in Britain. He was that of a crescent note expected to prove so worthy as since he's been allowed the name of. But I could have then looked on him without the help of admiration, though the catalogue of his endowments was tabled by his side, and I to peruse them by items.
Oh, you speak of him when he was less furnished than now he is, with that which makes both without and within.
I have seen him in France. We had very many there who could behold the sun with as firm eyes as he.
This matter of marrying the king's daughter, wherein he must be weighed rather by her value than his own words, am I doubt not a great deal from the matter.
And then his banishment.
Aye, and the approbation of those that weep for this lamentable divorce are wonderfully to extend him under her colours. But how comes it he's to sojourn with you?
His father and I were soldiers together, to whom I have often been bound for no less than my life. Ah! Here comes the Briton! Oh, I beseech you all be better known to this gentleman, whom I commend to you as a noble friend of mine. How nice he is, we will leave to appear hereafter, rather than story him in his own hearing. Come here.
Sir, we have known together in Orleans.
Since when I've been debtor to you for courtesies, which I shall be ever to pay, and yet pay still.
Sir, you orate my poor kindness. I was glad it had atoned my countrymen and you. It is pity you should have been put together with so mortal a purpose as then each bore upon so slight and trivial a nature.
By your pardon, sir, I was then a young traveller, but upon my mended judgment, if I offend not to say it is mended, my quarrel was not altogether slight.
Can we with manners ask what was the difference?
It was much like an argument that fell out last night, where each of us fell in praise of our country mistress. This gentleman vouching, and upon warrant of bloody affirmation, his to be more fair, wise, chaste, constant, qualified, and less attemptable than any of our rarest ladies in France.
That lady is not now living, or this gentleman's opinion by this is worn out.
She holds her virtue still, and I my mind.
Must not prefer so far for ours of Italy.
But being so far provoked as I was in France, I'll abate her nothing, though I profess myself her adorer, not her friend.
If she went before others I have seen, as that diamond of yours outlusters many I have beheld, I could not but believe she excelled many, but I have not seen the most precious stone there is, nor you, the lady.
I praised her as I rated her, so do I my stone.
What do you esteem it at?
More than the world enjoys.
Are the young paragon mistress dead, or she's outprized by a trifle?
You're mistaken. The one may be sold or given if there were wealth enough for the purchase, or merit for the gift. The other is not a thing for sale, and only the gift of the gods.
Which the gods have given you.
Which by their graces I will keep.
You may wear and title yours, but you know, strange fowl, light upon neighboring ponds. Your ring may be stolen too, so the brace of your unprizable estimations. The one is but frail, the other casual. A cunning thief, or in that way accomplished courtier, might hazard the winning of both, first and last.
Your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtier to convince the honor of my mistress.
Let us leave here, gentlemen,
Sir, with all my heart. This worthy senor, I thank him, makes no stranger of me. We are familiar at first.
With 5 times so much conversation should I get ground on your fair mistress. And if you go back, even to the yielding, that admittance and opportunity to friend.
No.
No! I dare thereupon pawn the moiety of my estate to your ring, which in my opinion overvalues it something. But I make my wager rather against a confidence than a reputation, and to bar your offense therein too, what? I dare tempt any lady in the world.
Gentlemen, enough of this. It came in too suddenly. Let it die as it was born, and I pray you be better acquainted.
What lady would you choose to assail?
Yours, whom in constancy you think stands so safe. I will lay you 10,000 ducats to your ring. That commend me to the court where your lady is, with no more advantage than the opportunity of a second conference, and I will bring from thence that honor of her that you imagine so reserved.
I will wage against your gold. Gold to it. My ring I hold dear as my finger. 'Tis part of it.
You're afraid. And therein the wiser. If you buy a lady's flesh at $1,000,000 a dram, you cannot preserve it from tainting. But I see you have some religion in you that you fear.
This is but a custom in your tongue. You bear a graver purpose.
I am the master of my speeches and would undergo what's spoken. I swear.
Will you? I shall but lend my diamond till your return. Let there be covenant strong between us. My mistress exceeds in goodness the hugeness of your unworthy thinking. I dare you to this match. Here's my ring.
I will have it no leg.
By the gods, it is one. If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I have enjoyed the dearest bodily parts of your mistress, my 10,000 ducats are yours. So is your diamond too. If I come off and leave her in such honor as you have trust in, this your jewel, she your jewel, and my gold are yours, provided I have your commendation for my more free entertainment.
I embrace these conditions. Let there be articles betwixt us. Only thus far you shall answer. If you make your voyage upon her and give me directly to understand that you have prevailed, I am no further your enemy. She is not worth our debate. If she remain unseduced, you failing to make it appear otherwise, for your ill opinion and the assault you have made to her chastity, you shall answer me with your sword.
Your hand. A covenant. We'll have these things set down by lawful counsel. Straight away to Britain.
Will this hold, think you?
Signor Giacomo will not from it. Pray you, let's follow her.
Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Please it your highness, aye. Here you are, men. But I beseech your grace, without offense, my conscience bids me ask, wherefore have you commanded of me those most poisonous compounds, which are the movers of a languishing death, but those slow, deadly?
I wonder, Doctor, thou askest me such a question. Have I not been thy pupil long? Hast thou not learned me to make perfumes, distill, preserve, yea, so that our great king himself doth woo me oft for my confections? Having thus far proceeded, unless thou think'st me devilish, is't not met that I did amplify my judgment in other conclusions? I would try the forces of these thy compounds on such creatures as we count not worth hanging, but non-human, to try the vigor of them, and to apply allurements to their acts, and by them gather their several virtues and effects.
Your Highness shall from this practice but make hard your heart.
Oh.
And besides, seeing these effects will be both noisome and infectious.
Content thee. Here's a flattering rascal. Upon him will I first work. He is for his master, an enemy to my son. How now, Pisanio? Doctor, your service at this time is ended. Take your own way.
I do suspect you, madam, but you shall do no harm.
Hark thee a word.
I do not like her. She doth think she has strange, lingering poisons. I know her spirit, and would not trust one of her malice with a drug of such damned nature. Those she has will stupefy and dull the sense awhile, which first perchance she'll prove on cats and dogs, then afterward up higher. But there is no danger in what show of death it makes, more than the locking up of spirits a time, to be more fresh, reviving. Oh, she hath been fooled by the most false effect, and I, the truer, so to be false with her.
Weep she still, sayest thou? Dost thou think in time she will not quench, and let instruction enter where folly now possesses? Do thou work. When thou shalt tell me she loves my daughter, my son, I'll tell thee on the instant that thou art then as great as is thy master. Greater, for his fortunes all lie speechless, and his name is at last gasped. Return he cannot, nor continue where he is. Thou takest up thou knowest not what, but take it for thy labor. It is a thing I made, which 5 times hath redeemed the king from death. I do not know what is more cordial. Nay, I prithee take it. It is an earnest of a further good I mean to thee. Tell thy mistress how the case stands with her. Do it as from thyself. Think on what a chance thou changest, but think thou hast thy mistress still to boot, my son, who shall take notice of thee. I'll move the king to any shape of thy preferment, such as thou'lt desire. And then myself, I chiefly, that set thee on to this desert, am bound to load thy merit richly. Fare thee well. Think on my words.
And shall do. But when to my good lord I prove untrue, I'll choke myself. Here's all I'll do for you.
Father cruel and a stepdame false. Foolish suitor to a wedded lady that hath her husband banished. That husband, my supreme crown of grief and those repeated vexations of it. Had I been thief stolen as my 2 brothers, may this be fie.
Madam, a noble gentleman of Rome comes from my lord with letters.
Change you, madam. The worthy Leonatus is in safety and greets your highness dearly.
Thanks, good sir. You're kindly welcome.
All of her out of doors most rich. If she be furnished with a mind so rare, she is alone the Arabian bird, and I have lost my wager. Boldness be my friend.
He is one of noblest note, to whose kindnesses I am most infinitely tied. Reflect upon him accordingly as you value your trust. Leonatus. So far I read aloud. Even the very middle of my heart is warmed by the rest and takes it thankfully. You're as welcome, worthy sir, as I have words to bid you, and shall find it so in all that I can do.
Thanks, fairest lady. Oh, what? Are men mad? Hath nature given them eyes to see this vault arch? Can we not partition make this spectacle so precious twixt fair and foul?
What makes your admiration?
It cannot be the eyes, for apes and monkeys twixt two such she's would chatter this way and contemn with mouths the others, nor in the appetite. Slattery to such neat excellence opposed would make desire vomit emptiness.
What, dear sir, thus raps you? Are you well?
Oh, thanks, madam, well.
Continues well, my lord? His health, beseech you.
Oh, well, madam.
Is he disposed to mirth? I hope he is.
Exceedingly pleasant. None a stranger there, so merry and so gamesome. He's called the Britain Reveller.
When he was here, he did incline to sadness, and oft times not knowing why.
Oh, I never saw him sad. There's a Frenchman, his companion, one eminent monsieur that it much seems much loves a Galilean girl at home. He, furnishes the 6 eyes from him, whilst the jolly Briton, your lord I mean, laughs o'er his freelance crust. Can my sides hold to think that man who knows by history, report, on his own proof what woman is, nay, what she cannot choose but must be, and will his free hours languish for a assured bondage?
Will my lord say so?
And his eyes that flutter laughter. It is a recreation to be by and hear mock the Frenchman. But heaven knows some men are much to blame.
Not he, I hope.
Not he, no. But yet, heaven's bounty towards him might be used more thankfully. In himself 'tis much in you, which I count his beyond all talents. Whilst I am bound to wonder, I am bound to pity too.
What do you pity, sir?
2 creatures heartily.
Am I one, sir? You look on me. What wreck discern you in me deserves your pity?
Lamentable. To hide me from the radiant sun and solace with the dungeon by a snuff.
Pray you, sir, deliver with more openness your answers to my demands. Why do you pity me?
That others do. I was about to say, enjoy your... It is an office for the gods to venge it, not mine to speak on.
You do seem to know something of me, or what concerns me. Pray you, since doubting things go ill, often hurts more to be sure they do, for certainties are either past remedies, or timely knowing the remedy than born. Discover to me what both you spur and stop.
Oh, I, this cheek, to bathe my lips upon this hand, whose touch is every touch, forced to feel a soul to the oath of loyalty, this object, which takes prisoner the wild motion of mine eye, fixing it only here. Should I damn them? Slaver with lips as common as the stairs that mount the Capitol, join bribes with hands made hard, by hourly falsehood as with labor. And then peeping in an eye, base and illustrious like the smoky light that spread on stinking tower. Oh, it were fit that all the plagues of hell should at one time encounter such revolt.
My lord, I fear, has forgot Britain. Let me hear no more.
Oh, dearest soul, your cause doth strike my heart with pity that doth make me sick. Lady, so fair, and fastened to an empery that make the greatest king double. Revenge it. Oh, she that bore you was no queen, and you recoiled from your great stock.
Revenged? How should I be revenged?
Should make me live like Dan's priest twixt cold sheets while he's vaulting variable rams. And you'll despise upon your bows. Revenge. I dedicate myself to your sweet pleasure, more noble than that running it to your bed. Will continue fast to your affection, still close as sure.
What hope, Bassanio?
Let me my service tender on your lips.
Away! Do condemn mine ears that have so long attended thee. If thou wert honorable, thou wouldst have told this tale for virtue, not for such an end thou seekst is base, is strange. Thou wrongst a gentleman, who is as far from thy report as thou from honor, and solicitous here a lady that disdains thee and the devil alike. What hope, Bassanio? The king my father shall be made acquainted of thy assault, if he shall think it fit. A saucy stranger in his court to mart, as in a Romish stew, and to expound his beastly mind to us. He hath a court he little cares for, and a daughter he not respects at all. What ho, Bassanio!
Oh, happy Leonidas! Whew. I may say, the credit that thy lady hath of thee deserves thy trust in thy most perfect goodness. Her assured credit, blessed live you long. Oh, a lady! For the worthiest sir that ever country called his, and you as mistress, only for the worthiest fit. Oh, give me your pardon. I spoke this only to know if your fines were steeply rooted, and shall you make your lord that which he is, newly old, and he's one. Such a holy witch, that he'd enchants societies into him. Half all men's hearts are his.
You make amends?
Oh, he sits amongst men like a descended god. The act kind of honor sets him up more than a mortal seeming. Oh, be not angry, most mighty princess, that I have adventured to try your taking of a false report, which hath honored with confirmation your great judgment in the election of a sir so rare. The love I bear him made me fan you thus, but the gods have made you, and like all others, shapeless. I pray your pardon.
All's well, sir. Take my power in the court for yours.
My humble thanks. I had almost forgot to entreat your grace, but in a small request, yet of moment too, for it concerns your lord. Myself and some other noble friends are partnered in the business.
Pray, what is it?
Some dozen Romans of us and your lord, the best feather of our wing, have mingled sums to buy a present for the emperor, which I, the factor for the rest, have done so in France. 'Tis plate of rare device, jewels of rich and exquisite forms. Their value is great, and I am something curious, being strange, to have them in safe storage. May it please you to take them into protection.
Willingly, and pawn mine honor for their safety, since my lord hath interest in them. I will keep them in my bedchamber.
They are in a trunk, attended by my men. I will make bold to send them to you. For tonight only. I must aboard tomorrow.
Oh, no. Not away tomorrow.
Madam, I must. So, if it please you to greet your lord in writing, do tonight. I have outstood my time, which is material to the tender of our present.
I will write. Send your trunk to me, it shall safe be kept and truly yielded you. You are very welcome.
Was there ever a man had such luck? When I kissed the jack upon an upcast to be hid away.
What got he by that? You have broke his pate with your bowl.
If his wit had been like him that broke it, it would have run all out.
Horse and dog. I give him satisfaction? Would he been one of my rank?
To have smelt like a fool.
I am not vexed more at anything in the earth. A pox on't! I had rather not be so noble as I am. They dare not fight with me because of the queen, my mother. Every jack slave hath his belly full of fighting, and I must go up and down like a cock that nobody can match.
You are cock, and capon too. And you, Corel, cock with your comb on. Whack, 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 whack. Whack, 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 whack.
Sayest thou?
It is not fit your lordship should undertake every companion that you give offense to.
No, I know that. But it is fit I should commit offense to my inferiors.
Aye, it is fit for your lordship only.
Why, so I say.
Did you hear of a stranger that's come to court tonight?
A stranger! And I not knowant?
Oh, he's a strange fellow himself and knows it not.
There's an Italian come, and 'tis thought one of Leonatus' friends.
Leonatus! A banished rascal! And he's another, whatsoe'er he be. Come! I'll go see this Italian. What I have lost today in bowls, I'll win tonight of him. Come! Go!
I attend your lordship. That such a crafty devil, as is his mother, should yield the world this ass. A woman that bears all down with her brain, and this, her son, cannot take 2 from 20 for his heart and leave 18. Ah! Alas, poor princess, thou divine Imogen, what thou endurest betwixt a father by thy stepdame governed, a mother hourly coining plots, a wooer more hateful than the foul expulsion is of thy dear husband, than that horrid act of the divorce he'ld make. The heavens hold firm the walls of thy dear honor. Keep unshaked that temple, thy fair mind, that thou mayst stand to enjoy thy banished lord in this great land.
The crickets sing. Man's ill-labored sense prepares itself by rest. Oh, whew. That I might touch. But kiss, no? One kiss. Tis her breathing that perfumes the chamber thus. The flame of the taper bends towards her and would under peep her lids to see the enclosed light, now canopied. Under these windows, white and azure laced, with blue of heaven's own tint. But my design, to note the chamber, I will write all down. Such and such pictures. There the window. Such the adornments of her bed. The Alice. Figures by such and such, and the contents of the story. But some natural notes about her body. Above 10,000 mean immovables will testify to enrich mine inventory. Sleep, thou ape of death. Write thou upon her and be her sense, but as a monument, thus the chapel line. Oh. As slippery as the Gordian knot was hard, 'tis mine. And this will witness outwardly as strongly as the conscience does within to the maddening of her Lord. Under her breast, the mole, sink spotted like the crimson drops in the bottom of a cow's lip, is a voucher stronger than ever law could make. This secret will force him think I've picked the lock and tamed the virtue of her honor. Oh, to the trunk again. Shut the spring of it.
Come on, tune. If you can penetrate her with your fingering, so. We'll try with tongue, too. If neither will do, let her remain. But I'll ne'er give over. First, a very excellent, good conceited thing. After, a wonderful, sweet air with admirable, rich words to it. And let her consider. Water as those springs, chaliced flowers that there love, and winking merry birds begin to open their golden eyes.
Will she not forth?
I have assailed her with music, but she vouchsafes no notice.
The exile of her minion is too new. She hath not yet forgot him. Some more time must wear the print of his remembrance out, and then she's yours.
You are most bound to the king, who lets go by no vantages that may prefer you to his daughter. Frame yourself to orderly soliciting, and be friended with aptness of the season. Make denials increase your services, so seem as if you were inspired to do those duties which you tender to her. That you in all obey her, save when tend to your dismission tends, wherein you are senseless.
Senseless? Not so.
So like you, sir, ambassadors from Rome, the one is Caius Lucius.
A worthy fellow, albeit he comes on angry purpose now, but that's no fault of his. We must receive him according to the honor of his sender towards himself. His goodness forespent on us, we must extend our notice. Our dear son, when you have given good morning to your mistress, attend the queen and us. We shall have need to employ you towards this Roman. Come, our queen.
She be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. By your leave, ho!
Who's there that calls?
A gentleman.
No more?
Yes, and a gentlewoman's son.
Oh, that's more than some whose tailors are as dear as yours can justly boast of. What is your lordship's pleasure?
Your lady's person, is she ready?
I to keep her chamber.
There is gold for you.
No. Oh, my good name, or to report of you what I shall think is good. Oh, the princess.
Good morrow, fairest. Sister, your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing but trouble. The thanks I give is telling you I am poor of thanks and scarce can spare them.
Still, I swear I love you.
If you swear still, your recompense is still that I regard it not.
Well, this is no answer.
But that you shall not say I yield being silent, I would not speak. One of your great knowing should learn being taught. Forbearance.
To leave you in your madness, 'twere my sin. I will not.
Fools cure not mad folks.
Do you call me fool?
As I am mad, I do. If you'll be patient, I'll no more be mad, as that cures us both. I am much sorry, sir, you put me to forget a lady's manners by being so verbal. But learn now for all that I, which know my heart, do here pronounce, by the very truth of it, I care not for you, and am so near the lack of charity to accuse myself. I hate you, which I had rather you felt than makes my boast.
You sin against obedience, which you owe your father, for that contract you pretend with that base wretch, one bred of alms and fostered with cold dishes, with scraps of the court. It is no contract, none. And though it be allowed in meaner parties, yet who than he more mean? To knit their souls on whom there is no more dependency, but brats and beggary, and shall figure not. Yet you are curbed from that enlargement by the consequence of the crown, and must not soil the precious note of it with a base slave. A hilding for a livery, a squire's cloth, a pantler not so eminent.
Profane fellow! Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more but what thou art besides, thou wert too base to be his groom. Ugh.
The south fog brought him.
He can never meet more mischance than come to be, but named of thee, his meanest garment that ever hath but clipped his body is dearer in my respect than all the hairs above thee, were they all made such men. Oh! Oh, now, Bassanio! His meanest garment! To Dorothy, my woman, hiding presently.
His garment?
fighted with a fool, frighted and angered worse. Go bid my woman search for a jewel that too casually hath left mine arm. It was thy master's. Shrew me if I would lose it for a revenue of any kings in Europe. I do think I saw it this morning. Confident I am, last night 'twas on my arm, I kissed it. I hope it be not going to tell my lord that I kiss aught but he.
'Twill not be lost.
I hope so. Go and search.
You have abused me! This Venus garment?
I said so, sir.
I will inform your father.
Your mother, too! She is my good lady and will conceive, I hope, but the worst of me. So I leave you, sir, to the worst of discontent.
I'll be revenged! His Venus garment? Well...
Fear it not, sir. I would I was so sure to win the king, as I'm bold her honor will remain hers.
What means do you make to him?
Not any, but abide the change in time, quake in the present winter state, and wish that warmer days would come. In these seared hopes I barely gratify your love, they failing I must die much your debtor.
Ha ha ha! Your very goodness and your company all pay all I can do. By this, your king hath heard of great Augustus. Caius Lucius will do his commission thoroughly, and I think he'll grant the tribute, send the arrearages, or else look upon our Romans, whose remembrance is yet fresh in their grief.
I do believe, statist though I'm none, nor like to be, that this will prove a war.
Ah, see, Iacomo, here he comes.
I hope the briefness of your answer made the speediness of your return.
Your lady is one of the fairest I have looked upon.
And therewithal the best. For let her beauty look through casement to allure false hearts and be false with them.
Here are letters for you.
The tenor good, I trust.
'Tis very like.
Was Caius Lucius in the Britain court when you were there?
It was expected but not approached.
All is well yet. Sparkles the stone as it was wont, or is it not too dull for your good wearing?
If I had lost it, I should have lost the worth of it in gold. I'll make a journey twice as far to enjoy a second night of such sweet shortness. For the ring is one.
The stone's too hard to come by.
Not await your lady being so easy.
Make not, sir, your loss your sport. I hope you know we must not continue friends.
But good sir, we must, if you keep covenant. Had I not brought the knowledge of your mistress home, I grant you were to question further, but I now profess myself the winner of her honor, together with your ring, and not the wrong of you, or her having but proceeded by both your wills.
If you can make it apparent that you have tasted her in bed, my hand and ring is yours. If not, the foul opinion you had of her pure honor, gains or loses, your sword or mine, or masterless, leaves both to who shall find them.
Sir, my circumstances being so near the truth as I will make them, must first induce you to believe, which I will confirm with oath, which I doubt you will give me leave to spare when you shall find you need it not.
Proceed.
First, her bedchamber, where I profess I slept not, but had that was well worth watching. It was hanged with tapestry of silk and silver, the story, proud Cleopatra when she met her Roman.
This is true. And this you might have heard of here by me or by some other.
The roof of the chamber with golden cherubs.
The description of what is in her chamber, nothing saves the wager you have laid.
Then if you can, be pale. I beg but leave to air this jewel. And now it is up again. It must be married to that your diamond. I'll keep them.
Once more, let me behold it. Is it that which I left with her?
Sir, I thank her that. She stripped it from her arm. I see her yet. Her pretty action did outsell her gift and yet enriched it too. She gave it me and said she prized it once.
Maybe she plucked it off to send it me.
She writes it to you, does she? Oh.
No. No, no! 'Tis true. Here, take this too. It is a basilisk unto mine eye. Kills me to look on it.
Sir, have patience. Take your ring again. 'Tis not yet won. It may be probable she lost it, or who knows, one of her women being corrupted may have stolen it from her.
Very true. So I hope he came by it. Back my ring. Render to me some corporal sign about it, more evident than this, for this was stolen.
By Jupiter! I had it from her arm.
Argue, he swears by Jupiter, he swears!
Sir, be patient. 'Tis not strong enough to be believed by one so well
Never talk on't! She hath been colted by him.
If you seek for further satisfying, under her breast, worthy, the pressing, lies a mole, right proud of that most delicate lodging. By my life, I kissed it, and it gave me present hunger to feed again, though full. You do remember that stain upon her?
Aye, and it doth confirm another stain as big as hell could hold, were there no more but it.
Wilt thou hear more?
Spare your arithmetic, never count the turns. Oh, that I had her here to tear her limb meal! I'll go there and do it in the court before her father. I'll do something.
Quiet! Besides the government of patience, you have won. Let's swallow him and prevent the present wrath he hath against himself.
Sir, with all my heart.
Is there no way for men to be, but women must be half-workers? We are all bastards. And that most venerable man, which I did call my father, was I know not where when I was stamped. Some coiner with his tools made me a counterfeit, yet my mother seemed the Dian of that time. So doth my wife, the nonpareil of this. Oh, vengeance, vengeance. Me of my lawful pleasure, she oft restrained, and prayed me of forbearance, did it with impudency so rosy, the sweet view on't might well have warmed old Saturn, that I thought her as chaste as unsunned snow. Oh, all the devils! This yellow Iachimo in an hour, was it not? Or less. At first, perchance he spoke not, but like a full acorned boar, a German one cried, oh, and mounted. Found no opposition but what he looked for, should oppose, and she should from encounter guard. I'll write against them, detest them, curse them. Yet, 'tis a greater skill in a true hate to pray they have their wills. The very devils cannot plague them better.
Now say, what would Augustus Caesar with us?
When Julius Caesar was in this Britain and conquered it, Cymbeline for himself and his succession granted Rome a tribute yearly 3,000 pounds, which by thee lately is left untended.
And to kill the marvel shall be so ever.
There be many Caesars, ere such another Julius. Britain is a world by itself, and we will nothing pay for wearing our own noses.
That opportunity which then they had to take from us, to resume we have again. Remember, sir, my liege, the kings your ancestors. A kind of conquest Caesar made here, but made not here his brag of came and saw and overcame. He was carried from off our coast, twice beaten, and his shipping poor ignorant bubbles upon our terrible seas, like eggshells moved upon their surges, cracked as easily against our rocks. The joy whereof the famed Cymbeline, who was once at point, O giglot fortune of Master Caesar's sword, made Lovestown with rejoicing fires bright, and Britain strut with courage.
Come, there is no more tribute to be paid. Our kingdom is stronger than it was at that time, and as I said, there is no more such Caesars.
Son, let your mother in.
We have yet many among us can gripe as hard as Cymbeline. I do not say I am one, but I do have a hand. Why tribute? Why should we pay tribute?
You must know, till the injurious Romans did extort this tribute from us, we were free. Julius Caesar, his ambition swelled so much that it did almost stretch the sides of the world. Against all color here did put this yoke upon us, which to shake off becomes a warlike people, whom we reckon ourselves to be.
We do.
Say then to Caesar, our ancestor was that Mamucius, which did ordain our laws, whose use the sword of Caesar hath much mangled, whose repair and franchise shall, by the powers we hold, be our good deed, though Rome therefore be angry. Mamucius made our laws, who was the first of Britain, which did put his brows within a golden crown, and called himself a king.
I am sorry, Cymbeline. Receive it from me, then. War and confusion in Caesar's name pronounce I gainst thee. Look for fury not to be resisted. Thus defied, I thank thee for myself.
Thou art welcome, Caius.
His Majesty bids you welcome. Make pastime with us a day, or two, or longer. If you seek us afterwards, in other terms, you shall find us in our salt water girdle. If you beat us out of it, it is yours. If you fall in the adventure, our crows shall fare the better for you, and there's an end.
So, sir,
I know your master's pleasure, and he mine. All the remain is welcome.
How of adultery? Wherefore write you not what monsters her accuser? Leonatus, what a strange infection is fallen into thy ear. Disloyal? No, she's punished for her truth and undergoes more goddess-like than wife-like, such assaults as would take in some virtue. Oh, my master, thy mind to her is now as low as were thy fortunes. How? That I should murder her. I, her blood. Do it the letter that I have sent her upon her command shall give thee opportunity. Oh, damned
paper black as the ink that's on thee. Lo, here she comes.
Oh no, Pisanio!
Oh, here is a letter from my master.
Who, thy master? That is my master, Leonatus. Justice and your father's wrath, should he take me in his dominion, could never be so cruel to me as you. Oh, the dearest of creatures, could even renew me with your eyes. Take notice I am in Cambria at Milford Haven. What your own love will out of this advise you follow. So he wishes you all happiness that remains loyal to his vow, and you're increasing in love, Leonatus Posthumus. For a horse with wings! Here is thou, Pisanio, he is at Milford Haven. Read and tell me how far 'tis thither. If one of mean affairs may plot it in a week, why may not I glide thither in a day? Then, true, Pisanio, who longest like me to see thy lord, who longest, but in a fainter kind. Oh, not like me, for mine's beyond. Say and speak thick. Love's counselor should feel the bores of the hearing to the smothering of the sense. How far it is to this same blessed Milford. And by the way, tell me how Wales was made so happy as to inherit such a haven. But first of all, how we may steal from thence, and for the gap we shall make in time from our hence going and our return to excuse. But first, how get hence? Why should excuse be born or e'er begot? We'll talk of that hereafter. Prithee speak! How many score of miles may we well ride twixt hour and hour?
1 score, twixt sun and sun, madam's enough for you, and too much too.
Why, one that's rode to his execution, man, could never go so slow. Go bid my woman feign sickness. Say she'll home to her father, and provide me presently with a riding suit, no costlier than would fit a Franklin's housewife.
Madam, you best consider.
I see before me, man, nor hear, nor what ensues but have a fog in them that I cannot look through. Away, I prithee. Do as I bid thee. There's no more to say. Accessible is none but Milford way.
place which lessens and sets off. And you may then revolve what tales I have told you of courts of princes or the tricks of war. Ah, the service is not service, so being done, but being so allowed to apprehend thus draws us a profit from all things we see, and often to our comfort. Shall we find the shard and beetle in a safer hold than as the full-winged eagle? Ah, this life is nobler than attending for a check, richer than doing nothing for a bauble, prouder than rustling an unpaid-for silk. Such gain the cap of him that makes him fine, yet keeps his book uncrossed. No life to ours.
Oh, out of your proof you speak. We poor unfledged have never winged from view of the nest, nor know not what airs from home. Happily this life is best, if quiet life be best. Sweeter to you that have a sharper know, well corresponding with your stiff aim. But unto us, 'tis the cell of ignorance, traveling a bed of prison for a decker that not dares to stride the limit. What should we speak of when we are old as you? When we shall hear the rain and wind be dark December. How in this our pinching house shall we discourse the freezing hours away? We have seen nothing. We are beastly, subtle as the fox for prey, warlike like the wolf were what we eat. Our valor is the chase with flies. Our cage we make a choir as doth the prisoned bird and sing our bondage freely.
How you speak! Oh, did you but know the city's usuries and filth them knowingly? The art of the court is hard to leave as keep. The toil of the war, the pain that only seems to seek out danger in the name of fame and honor. Oh, boys, this story the world may read in me. My body's marked with Roman swords, and my report was once first with the festive note. Cymbeline loved me. When a soldier was the theme, my name was not far off. Then was I as a tree, whose boughs did bend with fruit. But in one night, a storm, a robbery, call it what you will, shook down my mellow hangings, nay, my leaves, and left me bare to weather. Uncertain favor! My fault being nothing, as I have told you of, but two villains. As false oaths prevailed before my perfect honor, sworn as Cymbeline, I was confederate with the Romans, so followed my banishment. These 20 years, this rock and these men have been my world, where I have lived in honest freedom, paid more pious debts to heaven than in all the forend of my time. But up to the mountain, this is not hunter's language. He that strikes the venison first shall be the lord of the feast. To him the other two shall minister. I'll meet you in the valleys. How hard it is to hide the sparks of nature. These boys know little they are sons to the king, nor Cymbeline dreams that they are alive. They think they are mine, and though trained up thus meanly in the house wherein they bow, their thoughts do hit the roofs of palaces. Hark! The game is roused. Cymbeline, heaven and my conscience knows thou didst unjustly banish me. Whereon at 3 and 2 years old I stole these pigs, thinking to bar thee of succession as thou reft me of my lands. Euryphile, now was their nurse. We took thee for their mother, and every day do honor to her grave. Myself, Valerius that am old Morgan called, they take for natural father. The game is up.
Thou toldst me, when we came from horse, the place was near at hand.
and you shall find me, wretched man, a thing the most disdained of fortune.
Thy mistress, Pisanio, had played this strumpet in my bed, the testimonies whereof lie bleeding in me. I speak not out of weak surmises, but from proof as strong as my grief, and as certain as I expect my revenge. That part thou, Pisanio, must act for me if thy faith be not tainted with the breach of hers. Let thine own hands take away her life. I shall give thee opportunity at Milford Haven. She hath my letter for the purpose, where if thou fear to strike, and to make me certain it is done, thou art the pander to her dishonor, and equally to me disloyal.
What shall I need to draw my sword? The paper hath cut her throat already.
False to his bed? What is to be false? To lie in watch there and to think on him? To weep, to clock and clock. If sleep charge nature to break it with some fearful dream of him and cry myself awake, that's false to his bed, is it?
Alas, good lady.
False. Thy conscious witness, Iachimo, thou didst accuse him of incontinency, then thou lookst like a villain. And now methinks thy favor is good enough. Some jay of Italy, whose mother was her painting, hath betrayed him. Poor I am stale, a garment out of fashion, and for I am richer than to hang by the walls. I must be ripped to pieces with me. Men's vows are women's traitors.
Good madam, hear me.
Come, fellow, be thou honest. Do thy master's bidding. When thou seest him, a little witness my obedience. Look, I draw the sword myself. Take it and hit the innocent mansion of my love, my heart. Fear not, 'tis empty of all things but grief.
Hence, vile instrument, thou shalt not damn my hand.
Why? I must die if I do not by thy hand. Thou art no servant of thy master's. Against self-slaughter there is a prohibition so divine that cravens my weak hand. Come, here's my heart. Something's afore it. Soft, soft, no defense. Obedient as the scabbard. Is here. The scriptures of the loyal Leonatus all turn to heresy. Away, away, corrupters of my faith! You shall no more be stomachers to my heart! And thou, Posthumus, thou that didst set up my disobedience against the king, my father, and make me put into contempt the suits of princely fellows, shalt hereafter find it is no act of common passage, but a strain of rareness. And I grieve myself to think when thou shalt be disedged by her, that now thou tirest on, how thy memory will then be panged by me. Prithee, dispatch. The lamb entreats the butcher. Oh, where's thy knife? Thou art too slow to do thy master's bidding when I desire it to.
Oh, gracious lady! Since I received command to do this business, I have not slept 1 week.
Do it! And to bed then!
I'll wake my eyeball blind first.
Wherefore then didst undertake it? Why hast thou abused so many miles with a pretense? This place, mine action and thine own, our horses' labor. The time inviting thee, the perturbed court for my being absent.
But to win time, to lose so bad employment in which I have considered of a course, hear me with patience. Good lady, it cannot be but that my master is deceived. Some villain, aye, and singular in his art, hath done you both this cursed injury. I will give but notice you are dead, and
send him some bloody sign of it, for 'tis commanded I should do so. You shall be missed at court, and that will well confirm it.
My good fellow, what shall I do the where? Where live? How abide? Or in my life what comfort when I am dead to my husband?
Well, if you'll back to the court.
No court! No father, no, nor more ado with that harsh, noble, simple nothing than Cloten, whose love suit to me hath been as fearful as a siege.
If not at court, then not in Britain must you bide.
Where then? Hath Britain all the sun that shines, day, night? Are they not but in Britain? In the world's volume, our Britain seems as of it, not in it. In a great pool, a swan's nest. Where do you think there's livers out of Britain?
I am most glad you think of other places. The ambassador, Lucius the Roman, comes to Milford Haven tomorrow. Now, if you could bear a mind, dark as your fortunes are, and but disguise that which to appear itself must not yet be, but by self-danger, you should tread a course, pretty and full of view, yea, haply near the residence of Posthumus, so nigh at least that, though his actions were not yet visible, report should render him hourly unto thine ear as truly as he moves.
For such means, though peril to my modesty, not death on it, I would adventure.
Then here's the point. You must forget to be a woman. Change command into obedience, fear and niceness, the handmaids of all women, or, more truly, woman its pretty self, into a waggish courage, ready in jibes, quick answered, saucy, and querulous as the weasel.
Nay, be brief. I see into thy end and am almost a man already.
First make yourself but like one. Before thinking this, I have already fit, as in my cloak bag, hat, hose, doublet, all that answer to them. Present yourself to noble Lucius. Desire his service.
This attempt I am soldier to, and will abide it with a prince's courage. Away, I prithee.
We must make a short farewell, madam. Here's a pouch. I had it of the queen. What's in't is precious. If you are sick at sea or stomach qualms at land, a dram of this will drive away distemper. May the gods direct you to the best.
Amen. I thank thee.
Thanks, royal sir. My emperor hath rode I must from hence, and am right sorry I must report ye my master's enemy.
Our subjects will not endure his yoke, and for ourselves to show less sovereignty than they, must needs appear unkinglike.
So, sir, I desire of you a conduct over land to Milford Haven. Madam, all joy befall your grace.
And you?
So, farewell, noble Lucius.
Your hand, mother.
Receive it friendly, but from this time forth I wear it as your enemy.
Sir, the event is yet to name the winner. Fare you well.
Lucius hath rode already to the emperor how it goes here. It fits us therefore rightly, our chariots and horsemen be in readiness. The powers he already hath in Gallia will soon be drawn to head, from whence he moves his war for Britain. But, my gentle queen, where is our daughter? Call her before us.
Royal sir, since the exile of Posthumus, most retired hath her life been. The cure whereof is 'tis time must do. Beseech your majesty, forbear sharp speeches to her, for she's a lady so tender of rebukes that Words are strokes, and strokes death to her.
Where is she, sir? How can her contempt be answered?
Please you, sir. Her chambers are all locked, and there's no answer that will be given to the loudest noise we make.
Her door's locked. Not seen of late. Grant heavens that which I fear prove false!
Sons, I say, follow the king.
That man of hers, Pisanio, I have not seen these 2 days.
Go, look out. Pisanio, thou that stands so for Posthumus. He hath a drug of mine. I pray his absence proceed by swallowing that, for he believes it is the thing most precious. But for her, where has she gone? Haply despair hath seized her, or, winged with fervor, she's flown to her desired Posthumus. Gone she is to death or dishonor. And my end can make good use of either. She being down, I now have the placing of the British crown. How now, son?
'Tis certain she is fled. Go in and cheer the king. He rages. None dare come about him.
All the better. May this night forestall him of the coming day.
I love and hate her, for she's fair and royal, and hath all the courtly parts more exquisite than ladies, woman. From every one the best she hath, and she, of all compounded, outsells them all. I love her, therefore. But disdaining me, and throwing favors on the low Posthumus, slanders so her judgment that what's else rare is choked. And in that point I will conclude to hate her. Nay, indeed, to be revenged upon her. For when fools shall... Who is here? What? Are you packing, Sirrah? Where is thy lady? In a word, or else thou art straight away with the fiends. I'll hide the secret from thy heart, or rip it from thy heart to find it. Is she with Posthumus?
Alas! My good lord! How can she be with him? When was she missed? He is in Rome.
Where is she, sir? Come nearer. No further halting. Satisfy me home what is become of her.
Oh, my all-worthy lord.
All-worthy villain! Ah! Discover where your mistress is at once. At the next word. No more of worthy lord. Speak, or thy silence on the instant is thy condemnation and thy death!
Then, sir, this paper is the history of my knowledge touching her flight.
Let's see it. I will pursue her even to Augustus' throne.
For this or perish. She's far enough that what he learns by this may prove his travel and not her danger. I'll send to my master that she is slain. Oh, Imogen, safe mayst thou wander, safe return again.
Sirrah, is this letter true?
Sir, as I think.
It is Posthumus' hand, I know it. If thou wouldst not be a villain, but do me true service, undergo those employments wherein I should have cause to use thee with a serious industry, that is, what villainy soe'er I bid thee do, to perform it directly and truly, I should think thee an honest man. Thou shouldst neither want my means for thy relief, nor my voice for thy preferment.
Well, my good lord.
Wilt thou serve me? For since patiently, constantly thou hast stuck to the bare fortune of that beggar Posthumus, thou canst not, in the course of gratitude, be but a diligent follower of mine. Wilt thou serve me?
Sir, I will.
Give me thy hand. Here is thy purse. Hast any of thy late master's garments in thy possession?
I have at my lodging the suit he wore when he took leave of my mistress.
The first service I bid thee do, fetch that suit hither. Let it be thy first service, go.
I will, my lord.
meet thee in Milford Haven. I forgot to ask him one thing. I'll remember it anon. Even there, thou villain Posthumus, will I kill thee. She said upon a time, the bitterness of it I now belch from my heart, that she held the very garment of Posthumus in more respect than my noble and natural person, together with the adornment of my qualities. With that suit upon my back will I ravish her. First kill him, and then there in her eye shall she see my valor, which will then be a torment to her contempt. He on the ground, my speech of insultment ended on his dead body, and when my lust hath died, which as I say, to vex her, I will execute in the clothes she so praised. To the court I'll knock her back, foot her home again. She hath despised me, rejoicing, and I'll be merry in my revenge. Be those the garments?
Aye, my noble lord.
How long is it since you went to Milford Haven?
She can scarce be there yet.
Bring this apparel to my chamber. That is the second thing I have commanded thee. The third is, thou wilt be a voluntary mute to my design. Be but duteous, and true preferment will tender itself to thee. My revenge is now at Milford. Would I had the wings to follow it. Come, and be true.
A man's life is a tedious one. I'm tired myself. And for 2 nights together made the ground my bed. I should be sick, but then my resolution helps me. Milford, when from the mountaintop Sonio showed thee, thou was within a ken. 2 beggars told me I could not miss my way. Poor folks lie that have afflictions on them, knowing 'tis a punishment or trial. What is this? Here's a path to some savage hold. I were best not to call. I dare not call, yet famine ere clean it overthrow nature makes it valiant. But plenty and peace breeds cowards. Hardness ever of hardiness is mother. Ho! Who's there? If anything that civil speak. If savage, take or lend. Ho! No answer? Then I'll enter. Oh, best draw my sword. If mine enemy but fear the sword like me, he'll scarcely look on it. Oh, such a foe. Good heavens.
You, Polydor, have proved best woodman and master of the feast. Cadwell and I will play the cook and servant.
I am thoroughly weary.
I am weak with toil, yet strong in appetite.
Stay. Come not in.
What's the matter, sir?
Good masters, harm me not. Before I entered here, I called and thought to have begged or bought what I have took. Good troth, I have stolen not, nor would not, though I found gold strewn the floor. Here's money for my meat. I would have left it on the board so soon as I had made my meal and parted with the prayers for the provider.
Money, you?
I see you're angry. No, if you kill me for my fault, I should have died had I not made it.
Whither bound?
To Milford Haven.
What's your name?
Fidele, sir. I have a kinsman who is bound for Italy. He embarked at Milford. to whom being going almost spent with hunger I am fallen in this offense.
Prithee, fair youth, think us no churls, nor measure our good minds by this rude place we live in. Well encountered, 'tis almost night. You shall have better cheer ere you depart. And thanks to stay and eat it. Boys, bid him welcome.
Such is yours, most welcome. Be sprightly,
Whoa!
for you fall amongst friends.
Amongst friends, if brothers. Ha! Oh! Would it have been so that they had been my father's sons?
And shall be so. Boys, we'll go dress our hunt. Fair youth, come in. Discourse is heavy, fasting. When we have supped, we'll mannerly demand thee of thy story, as far as thou wilt speak it.
Thanks, sir.
I am near the place where they should meet. If Pisanio have mapped it truly, how fit his garments serve me. Why should his mistress, who was made by him that made the tailor, not be fit too? The rather, saving reverence of the word, for 'tis said a woman's fitness comes by fits. Therein I must play the workman. The lines of my body are as well drawn as his, no less young, more strong, not beneath him in fortunes, beyond him in the advantage of the time, above him in birth, alike conversant in general services, and more remarkable in single oppositions, yet this imperseverant thing loves him in my despite. Oh, what mortality is! Posthumus, thy head, which is now growing upon thy shoulders, shall within this hour be off, thy mistress in force, thy garments cut to pieces before thy face, and all this done, spurn her home to her father, who may haply be a little angry for my so rough usage, but my mother, having power over his testiness, shall turn all into my commendation. Out, sword, and to a sore purpose. Fortune, put them into my hand!
You are not well. Remain here in the cave. We'll come to you after.
Brothers, stay here. Are we not brothers?
Oh, so man and man should be. But clay and clay differs in dignity. Well, whose dust is both alike. I'm very sick.
Go you to hunting, I'll abide with them.
So sick I am not, yet I am I'm not well. But not so citizen or wanton as to seem to die. They are sick. So please you, leave me.
I love thee. I have spoken. How much the quantity, the weight, as much as I do love my father.
What? How?
If it be sin to say so, I yoke me in my good brother's fault.
'Tis the 9th hour of the morn.
Brother, farewell.
I wish you sport.
Your health. So please you, sir.
These are kind creatures. Gods, what lies have I heard? Our courtiers say all savage, but at court. Experience? Thou disprovest report. I am sick still, heartsick. Oh, Pisanio, I'll now taste of thy drug.
To the field! To the field! We'll leave you for this time. Go in and rest.
Well or ill, I am bound to you.
Shalt be ever. This youth, however distressed appears, he hath had good ancestors.
How angel-like he sings.
Oh, but his neat cookery. He cut our roots in characters, and sauced our broths as Juno had been ill, and he her dieter.
It is great morning. Come away. Who's there?
I cannot find those renegades. That villain has mocked me. I am faint.
Those renegades? Means he not us? I partly know him. 'Tis Cotton, son of the queen. I fear some ambush. I saw him not these many years, yet I know 'tis he. We are held as outlaws. Hence!
He is but one. You and my brother search what companies are near. Pray you away, let me alone with him.
Soft! What are you that fly me thus? Some villain mountaineers? I have heard of such. No! What slave art thou?
A thing more slavish did I ne'er than answer it. A slave without a knock.
Thou art a robber, a lawbreaker, a villain. Yield thee, thief.
To who? To thee? What art thou? Have not I an arm as big as thine? Say what thou art. Why should I yield to thee?
Thou villain base, knowest me not by my clothes?
No, nor thy tailor, rascal. Who is thy grandfather? He made those clothes which, as it seems, make thee.
Thou precious bard, my tailor made them not.
Thou art some fool. I am loath to beat thee.
Thou injurious thief, hear but my name and tremble.
What's thy name?
Cloten, thou villain. To thy further fear, nay, to thy mere confusion, thou shalt know that I am son to the queen.
I am sorry for it, not seeming so worthy as thy birth.
Die the death! When I have slain thee with my proper hand, I'll follow those that even now fled hence, and on the gates of Ludstown set your heads. Yield, rustic mountaineer. Oh!
Companies abroad?
And in the world. You did mistake him, sure.
I cannot tell. Long is it since I saw him. But time hath nothing blurred those lines of favor which then he wore. The snatches in his voice and bursts of speaking were as his. I am absolute 'twas very Cotton.
Oh, this Cloten was a fool! An empty purse, there was no money in it. Not Hercules could have knocked out his brains, for he had none. If I not doing this, the fool had bored my head as I do his.
What hast thou done?
I am perfect, what? Cut off one Cloten's head. Son to the queen after his own report. Who called me traitor, mountaineer, and swore that with his own single hand he'd take us in, displace our heads would thank the gods they grow, and set them on Ludstown.
We are all undone.
My worthy father, what have we to lose? But that he swore to take our lives. The law protects not us. Why should we be tended to let an arrogant piece of flesh play judge and executioner all himself? For we do fear the law.
No single soul can we set eye on, but in all safe reason he must have some attendance. Though his humor was nothing but mutation, aye, and that from one bad thing to worse. Not frenzy, not absolute madness could so far have raved to bring him here alone. Although perhaps it may be heard that at court that such as we, cave here, hunt here, are outlaws, and in time may make some stronger head, the which he hearing, as it is like him, might break out and swear he'll fetch us in. It is not probable to come alone, either he so undertaking or we so suffering. On good ground, we do fear. If we do fear, this body hath a tale more perilous than the head.
With his own sword, which he did wave against my throat, I have taken his head from him. I'll throw it into the creek behind our rock, and let it to sea, and tell the fishes he's the queen's son, Cloten. That's all I reck.
I fear 'twill be revenged. Would, Polydor, thou hadst not done it, though valor becomes thee well enough. Well, 'tis done. We'll hunt no more today, nor seek for danger where there's no profit. I pray thee, to our house, you and Fidele play the cooks. I'll stay till hasty Polydor return and bring him to dinner presently. Oh, thou divine nature, how thyself thou blazonest in these two princely boys!
Where's my brother? I have sent Cloten's clodpole down the stream in embassy to his mother.
The bird is dead that we have made so much on. I'd rather skip from 16 years of age to 60 to have turned my leaping time into a crutch than have seen this.
Oh, sweetest, fairest Lily, my brother wears thee not one half so well as when thou grewst thyself.
Oh, melancholy. Whoever yet could sound thy bottom? Jove knows what men thou mightst have made, but I. Thou diedst the most rare boy of melancholy. How found you him?
Stark as you see, thus smiling as some fly had tickled slumber, not as death's dart being laughed at. His right cheek reposing on a cushion.
Why, he but sleeps. If he be gone, he'll make his grave a bed.
While summer lasts and I live here, Fidele, Fidele, I will sweeten thy sad grave.
Let us bury him, and not protract with admiration what is now due debt to the grave.
Great griefs I see, medicine the less. For Cloten is quite forgot. He was a queen's son, boys, and though he came our enemy, remember he was paid for that. Though mean and mighty rotting together have one dust, yet reverence. That angel of the world that doth make distinction between high and low. Our prince. Our foe was princely. And though you took his life as being our foe, bury him as a prince.
Pray you fetch him hither.
We'll sing our song the whilst. Brother, begin.
Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. Thou thy worldly task hast done, home art gone and ta'en thy wages. Fear no more the lightning flash,
nor the all-dreaded thunderstone.
Fear not slander, censure rash.
Thou hast finished joy and moan. All lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee and come to dust. Quiet consummation have, and renowned be thy grave.
Here's a few flowers, but about midnight more. The ground that gave them first has them again. Their pleasures here are past, so is their pain.
to Milford Haven, which is the way. Gods and goddesses. These flowers are like the pleasures of the world. This bloody man, the care on it. I hope I dreamed. So I thought I was a housekeeper and cook to honest creatures, but 'tis not so. The dream's here still. Even as I wake, it is without me as within me. A headless man. The garments of Posthumus. I know the shape of his leg. This is his hand, his foot, mercurial, his martial thigh, the bronze of Hercules, but his jovial face. Murder in heaven. How 'tis gone. Bassanio, all curses matted Hecuba gave the Greeks, and mine to boot be darted on thee. Thou conspired with that Regulus, devil Clotinus, here cut off my lord. To write and read be henceforth treacherous. Damned Bassanio hath with his forged letters. Damned Bassanio, from this most bravest vessel of the world struck the main top. Posthumus. Alas, Bassanio might have killed thee at the heart and left this head on. How should this be, Bassanio? The drug he gave me, which he said was precious and cordial to me, have I not found it murderous to the senses? This confirms at home. This is Bassanio's deed. Oh, my lord, my lord.
To them, the legion's garrison in Gallia, after your will, hath crossed the sea, attending you here at Milford Haven with your ships. They are in readiness.
But what from Rome?
The senators hath stirred up the confiners and gentlemen of Italy, most willing spirits, that promise noble service. They come under the conduct of bold Iachimo, Sienna's brother.
Soft, oh. What trunk is here without its top? The ruin speaks sometime it was a worthy building. How? A page?
He's alive, my lord.
He'll then instruct us of this body. Young one, inform us of thy fortune, for it seems they crave to be demanded. Who's this thou makest thy bloody pillow? What's thy interest in this sad wreck? How came it? Who is it? What art thou?
I am nothing. Or if not nothing to be were better. This was my master. A very valiant Briton and a good that here by mountaineers lie slain. Alas, there's no more such masters. I may wander from east to occident, cry out for service, try many. All good serve, truly. Never find such another master.
Lack, good youth. Thou movest no less with thy complaining than thy master in bleeding. Say his name, good friend.
Richard Duchamp.
Thy name?
Fidele, sir.
Thou dost approve thyself the very same. Thy name fits well thy faith thy name. We'll take thy chance with me. I will not say thou shalt be so well mastered, but be sure, no less beloved. The Roman emperor's letters sent by a consul to me should not before thine own worth prefer thee. Go with me.
I'll follow, sir. But first, and it please the gods, I'll hide my master from the flies, as deep as these poor pickaxes can dig. And when with wildwood leaves and weeds have strewn his grave, and on it said a century of prayers, such as I can twice o'er, I'll weep and sigh, and leaving so his service follow you. So please you entertain me.
Aye, good youth, and rather father thee than master thee. My friends, the boy hath taught us manly duties. Let us find out the prettiest daisy plot we can and make him with our pikes and partisans a grave. Come, arm him. Boy, he is preferred by thee to us, and he shall be interred as soldiers can. Be cheerful. Wipe thine eyes. Some falls are means the happier to arise.
Again, and bring me word how 'tis with her. Fever with the absence of her son. A madness of which her life's in danger. Heavens, how deeply you would once do touch me. Imogen, great part of my comfort, gone. My queen upon a desperate bed, and in a time when fearful wars do point at me, her son gone, so needful for this present. It strikes me past the hope of comfort. But for thee, fellow, who needs must know of her departure, and doth seem so ignorant, will enforce it from thee by a sharp torture.
Sir, my life is yours. I humbly set it at your will, but for my mistress, I nothing know where she remains, why gone, nor when she purposes return. Beseech your highness, hold me your loyal servant.
Good my liege, the day that she was missing, he was here. I dare be bound he's true, and shall perform all parts of his subjection loyally. For Cloten, there wants no diligence in seeking him, and will no doubt be found.
The time is troublesome. We'll see you for a season, but our jealousy doth yet depend.
So please your highness, the Roman legions all from Gallia drawn are landed on your coast, with a supply of Roman gentlemen by the Senate sent.
I thank you. Let's withdraw and seek the time as it seeks us. We fear not what can from Italy annoy us, but we grieve at chances here. Away!
I have heard no letter from my master since I wrote him Imogen was slain, nor hear I from my mistress, who did promise to yield me often tidings. Neither know I what is betide to Cloten, but remain perplexed in all. The heavens still must work. Wherein I am false, I am honest, not true to be true. These present wars shall prove I love my country, even to the note of the king, or I'll fall in them. All else, by time let it be cleared. Fortune brings in some boats that are not steered.
noise is round about us. Let us from it.
What pleasure, sir, find we in life to lock it from action and adventure.
Hey, what hope have we in hiding us? This way the Romans must for Britain slay us, or receive us for barbarous and unnatural rebels during their use, and slay us after.
Sons, we'll hire to the mountains there secure us. To the king's party there's no going. News of Cloten's death, we being not known, not mustered among the bands, may drive us to a render where we have lived, and so extort from that which we have done, whose answer would be death drawn on with torture.
This is, sir, a doubt. In such a time, nothing becoming you nor satisfying us.
It is not likely that they'll waste their time upon our note to know from whence we are.
I am known of many in the army. Many years though Cloten then, but young you see, not wore him from my remembrance. And besides, the king hath not deserved my service nor your loves. Find in my exile the want of breeding, the certainty of this hard life. Aye, hopeless to have the courtesy your cradle promised. Oh, but to be still hot summer's tamings and the shrinking slaves of winter.
Then be so. Better to cease to be. Pray, sir, to the army, I and my brother are not known. Yourself so out of thought, thereto so overgrown, cannot be questioned.
By the sun that shines all thither, what thing it is that I ne'er did see men die, scarce ever looked on blood to that of coward hares, hot goats, and venison. Ne'er bestride a horse of one that had a rider like myself, who ne'er wore rowel nor iron in his heel. I am ashamed to look upon the holy sun, to have the benefit of his blessed beams remaining so long a poor unknown.
By heavens, I'll go. If you will bless me, sir, and give me leave, I'll take the better care. If not, the hazard therefore to fall on me by the hands of Romans.
So say I, amen.
No reason I, since of your own lives you set so slight a valuation, should reserve my cracked one to more care. Up with you, boys. If in your country wars you chance to die, that is my bed too, lads, and there I lie.
Yea, bloody cloth, I'll keep thee, for I wish thou shouldst be colored thus. Oh, Pisanio! Every good servant does not all commands. No bond, but to do just ones. Gods, if you should have taken vengeance on my faults, I never had lived to put on this. So had you saved the noble image into repent, it struck me, wretch, more worth your vengeance. And alack, you snatch some for little faults. That's love, to have them fall no more. I'm brought hither among the Italian gentry to fight against my lady's kingdom. 'Tis enough that Britain may have killed thy mistress. Peace, I'll give no wound to thee. Therefore, good heavens, hear patiently my purpose. I'll disrobe me of these Italian weeds and suit myself as does a Briton peasant. So I'll fight against the part I come with. So I'll die for thee, oh Imogen, even for whom my life is every breath a death, and thus unknown, pitied nor hated, to the face of peril myself I'll dedicate. Let me make men know more valor in me than my habits show. Gods, put the strength of the Leonati in me. To shame the guise of the world, I will begin. Fashion less without, and more within.
weariness and guilt within my bosom takes off my manhood. I have belied a lady, the princess of this country, and the air around revengingly enfeebles me. Or could this call, a very drudge of nature, have subdued me in my profession? Knighthoods and honors, born as I wear mine, are titles but of scorn. If this thy gentry Britain go before, this lout as he exceeds our lords, the odds is that we are scarce men and you are gods.
Away, boy, from the troops! Save thyself! For friends kill friends, and the disorder such as war will hoodwink!
Here's the fresh supplies!
Till the day turns strangely on the times! Let's reinforce or fly!
All right! Came us now from where they made the stand?
I did? No, you, it seems, come from the flyers.
I did.
No blame be to you, sir, for all was lost but that the heavens fought. The king himself of his wings destitute, the army broken, and but the backs of Britain seen all flying through a straight lane.
Well, where was this place?
Close by the battle, ditched and walled with turf, which gave advantage to an ancient soldier, an honest one, I warrant. Athwart the lane, he with 2 stripling lads made good the passage, cried to those that fled. These 3,000, confident in act as many, for 3 performers are the file, when all the rest do nothing. And then our cowards, like fragments in hard voyages, became the life of the need. The life of the need. Now they fight, and now those that would die or ever resist are grown the mortal bugs of the field.
Oh, this was strange chance. A narrow lane, an old man, and 2 boys.
Nay, do not wonder at it. You are made rather to wonder at the things you hear than to work any. Will you rhyme upon it, invent it for a mockery? Here is one. 2 boys, an old man twice a boy, a lane, preserve the Britons was the Romans' bane.
Farewell. You are angry.
This is a lord. Oh, noble misery. To be in the field and ask, what news of me? Today, how many would have given their honors to have saved their carcasses? To heal to do it, and yet died too. I, in my own woe charmed, could not find death where I did hear him groan, nor feel him where he struck. Well, I will find him, for being now a favor to Britain, no more a Briton. I have resumed again the part I came in. Fight I will no more, but yield me to the various hand that shall once touch my shoulder. Great the answer, great the slaughter is here made by the Roman. Great the answer be Britons must take. For me, my ransom's death. On either side I come to spend my breath.
which neither here I'll keep nor bear again, but ended by some means or images.
Stand, who's there? A Roman!
Lay hands on him, a dog. A leg of Rome shall not return to tell what crows have pecked them here. He brags his service as if he were of note. Bring him to the king.
Most welcome bondage. For thou art a way, I think, to liberty. Yet am I better than one that's sick of the gout, since he had rather grown so in perpetuity than be cured by that sure physician. Death. That is the key to unbar these locks. My conscience, thou art fettered more than my shanks and wrists. You gentle gods, give me the penitent instrument to pick that bolt and free forever. Is it enough I am sorry? So children, temporal fathers, to appease, gods are more full of mercy. Must I repent? I cannot do it better than it jives, desire, think it straight. To satisfy, if of my freedom 'tis the main part, take no stricter render of me than my all. For Imogen's dear life, take mine. And though 'tis not so dear, 'tis the life. You coined it. Between man and man, they weigh not every stamp. The light, take pieces for the figure's sake. So great powers, if you will take this audit, take this life, and cancel these cold bonds.
Come, sir, are you ready for death?
Over-roasted rather ready long ago.
Well, hanging's the word, sir. If you be ready for that, you are well cooked.
If I prove a good repast to the spectators, the dish pays the shot.
A heavy reckoning for you, sir. But the comfort is you shall be called to no more payments. Fear no more taverns bills, which are often the sadness of parting as the procuring of mirth.
I am married to die, and now to live.
Ah, indeed. He that sleeps feels not the toothache. But a man that were to sleep your sleep and a hangman to help him to bed, I should think he would change places with his officer. For look you, sir, you know not which way you shall go.
Yes, indeed, do I, fellow?
Bring your prisoner to the king.
How this good news, I am called to be made free.
I'll be hanged then.
That thou should be freer than a jailer. No bolts for the dead.
Stand by my side, you whom the gods have made preservers of my throne. Woe is my heart that the poor soldier who so richly fought, whose rag-shamed gilded arms, whose naked breast stepped before largesse of proof, cannot be found.
He hath been searched among the dead and living, but no trace of him.
To my grief, I am the heir of his reward, which I will add to you, the liver, heart, and brains of Britain, by whom I grant she lives. 'Tis now the time to ask of whence you are. Report it.
Sir, in Cambria are we born, and gentlemen. Further to boast, we're neither true nor modest, unless, I add, we are honest.
Bow your knees. Arise, my knights of the battle. I create you companions to ourselves, and fit you with dignities becoming your estates.
Hail, great king!
There's business in these faces. Why so sadly greet you our victory? You look like Romans and not of the court of Britain.
To sour your happiness, I must report. The queen is dead.
How ended she?
With horror, madly dying, like her life, which, being cruel to the world, concluded most cruel to herself. What she confessed I shall report, so please you. This her woman can trip me if I err, who with wet cheeks was present when she finished.
Prithee, say.
First, she confessed she never loved you. Only affected greatness, got by you, not you. Mary, your royalty, was wife to your place, abhorred your person. Your daughter, whom she bore in hand to love with such integrity, she confessed was like a scorpion to her sight, whose life, but though her flight prevented it, had ta'en off by poison.
Oh, most delicate fiend. Is there more?
More, sir, and worse. She did confess she had for you a mortal mineral, which, being took, should by the minute feed on life, and lingering by inches waste you. In which time she purposed, by watching, weeping, tendance, kissing, to overcome you with her show. And in time, when she had fitted you with her craft, to work her son to the adoption of the crown. But, failing of her end by his strange absence, grew shameless, desperate, opened in despite of heaven and men her purposes, repented the evil she hatched, were not affected, so despairing died.
Heard you all this, O woman?
I did, so please your highness.
Mine eyes were not at fault, for she was beautiful. Mine ears that heard her flattery, nor my heart that took her like her seeming. It had been vicious to have mistrusted her, yet, oh, my daughter, that it was folly in me, thou mayst say, and prove it in thy feeling. Oh, heaven mend all! Thou comest not, Caius, now for tribute that the Britons have raised out, though with the loss of many a bold one, whose kinsmen have made suit that their good souls may be appeased with slaughter of you, their captives, which ourself have granted. So, think of your estate.
Consider, sir, the chance of war. The day was yours by accident. Had it gone with us, we should not, when the blood was cool, have threatened our prisoners with the sword. But, since the gods will have it thus, that nothing but our lives may be called ransom, let it come. This one thing only will I entreat. My boy, a Briton boy, let him be ransomed. Never a master had a page so kind, so duteous, diligent, so trusting over his occasions, true, so feat, so nurse-like. Let his virtue join with my request, which I make bold, your highness cannot deny. He hath done no Briton harm, though he have served a Roman. Save him, sir, and spare no blood beside.
I surely have seen him. His favor is familiar to me. Boy, thou lookst thyself into my grace and art mine own.
So please, your highness. There's other work in hand. I see a thing bitter to me is death.
What wouldst thou, boy? I love thee more and more. Knowest him thou lookst on? Wilt have him live? Is he thy kin, thy friend?
I'll tell you, sir, in private, if you please to give me hearing.
Aye, with all my heart, and will lend my best attention. What's thy name?
Fidele, sir.
Thou art my good youth, my page. I'll be thy master. Walk with me. Speak freely.
It is my lady. Since she be well, let the time run on to good or bad.
Is not this boy revived from death?
One and another no more resembles that sweet, rosy lad who died and was Fidele. What think you? Was the same dead thing alive?
Be silent. Let's see further.
Come. Stand thou by our side. Make thy demand aloud. Sir, step you forth. Give answer to this boy and do it freely.
My boon is that this gentleman may render of whom he had this ring.
What's that to him?
By villainy I got this ring. It was Leonato's jewel whom thou didst banish. Wilt thou hear more?
All that belongs to this.
That paragon of thy daughter, for whom my heart drops blood, and my false spirits quail to remember, give me leave I faint.
My daughter, what of her? Strive, man, and speak!
Upon a time, unhappy the clock that struck the hour, the good Posthumus, hearing us praise our loves of Italy for beauty that made barren the swelt boasts of he that best could speak, for feature laming the shrine of Venus or straight-plight Minerva.
I stand on fire. Come to the point.
All too soon I shall, unless thou wouldst grieve quickly. This Posthumus, most like a noble lord in love, and one that had a royal lover, took his hint, and not dispraising whom we praised, therein he was as calm as virtue. He began his mistress' picture, which by his tongue and a mind put in't, either our brags were cracked of kitchen trowels, or his description proved as unspeaking
Nay, to the purpose.
About his chastity, there it begins. He spake of her as Diane in hot dreams, and she alone recalled where I wretch made scruples of his praise, and wagered with him piece of gold against this, which then he wore upon his honoured finger, to attain and suit the place of his bed, and win this ring by hers and mine adultery. He true knight, the lesser of her honour confident than I did truly find her. Stakes his ring, and would have done so had it been a carbuncle of Phoebus' wheel. Away to Britain post I in this design. Well, may you, sir, remember me at court, where I was taught by your chaste daughter this wide difference twixt amorous and villainous. Thus quenched. Hope, not longing, mine Italian brain, again in your duller Britain operate most vilely for my vantage excellent. And to be brief, my practice so prevailed that I returned with similar proof enough to make the noble Leonatus mad. Tokens thus and thus, averting notes of chamber hangings, pictures. This, a bracelet. Oh, canning how I got it. Nay, some marks of secret on a person that he could not but think a bond of chastity quite cracked. I, having ta'en the forfeit, thereupon. I think I see it now.
Aye, so thou dost, Italian queen! Give me cord, or knife some upright justice. Thou, king, send out poor torturers ingenious. It is I that all the abhorred things on the earth amend by being worse than they. I am Posthumus. I killed thy daughter.
The temple of virtue was she, yea, she herself. My queen, my wife, my life. Oh, image.
Peace, my lord, here.
Now have a play of this, thou scornful page. Oh! There lies thy part. Gentlemen, help! Oh, mine and your mistress. Oh, posthumous, thou ne'er killed Imogen till now. Help! Help!
Does the world go round?
Honored lady, how fares thy mistress?
Oh, get these from my sight. Thou gavest me poison, dangerous fellow, hence. Bring gods where princes are.
Lady, the gods throw stones of sulfur on me. If that pouch was not thought by me a precious thing, I had it of the queen.
No matter still.
It poisoned me.
Oh, gods. I left out one thing which the queen confessed, which must approve thee honest. If Pisanio have, said she, given his mistress that confection which I gave him for cordial, she is served, as I would serve a rat.
What's this, Cornelius?
The queen, sir, very oft importuned me to temper poisons for her, still pretending the satisfaction of her knowledge was that of killing creatures vile, as cats and dogs of no esteem. I dreaded that her purpose was of more danger did compound for her a certain stuff, which being ta'en would cease the present power of life, but in short time all offices of nature should again do their due functions. Have you ta'en of it?
Most like I did. For I was dead.
My boys, there was our error.
Why did you throw your wedded lady from you?
Oh, now, my flesh, my child. What, makest thou me a dullard in this act? Wilt thou not speak to me?
Your blessing, sir.
My tears that fall, prove holy water on thee. Oh, Imogen! My mother is dead.
I'm sorry for it, my lord.
Oh, she was not. And long of her it was that we meet here so strangely. But her son is gone, we know not how nor where.
My lord, now fear is from me, I'll speak troth. Lord Cloten, upon my lady's missing, came to me with his sword drawn, foamed at the mouth, and swore, if I discovered not which way she was gone, it was my instant death. By accident I had a letter, a feigned letter of my master's, then in my pocket, which directed him to seek her in the mountains near to Milford, where, in a frenzy, in my master's garments, which he enforced from me, away he posts, with unchaste purpose, and with oath to violate my lady's honor. What became of him, I further know not.
Let me in the story. I slew him there.
Oh, Mary, the gods forfend! I would not thy good deed should from my lips pluck a hard sentence. Prithee, valiant youth, deny it again.
I have spoken, and I did it.
He was a prince.
A most incivil one. The wrongs he did me were nothing prince-like. I cut off his head. And I'm right glad he's not standing here to tell this tale of mine.
That headless man I thought had been my lord.
I am sorry for thee. By thine own tongue, thou art condemned and must endure our law. Thou art dead.
Stay, Sir King. This man is better than the man he slew.
Why, old soldier, wilt thou undo the worth thou art unpaid for by tasting our wrath? How? By descent as good as we.
My sons, I must for mine own part unfold a dangerous speech, though haply well for you. The danger's ours, and our good his. Have at it then, by leave. My lord, thou hast a subject who was called Belarius.
What of him? He's a banished traitor.
He it is that hath assumed this age. Indeed, a banished man, I know not how a traitor.
Take him hence, the whole world cannot save him.
Not too hot! First, pay me for the nursing of thy sons.
Nursing of my sons?
Oh, I am too blunt and saucy. Here's my knee. Ere I arise, I will prefer my sons than spare not the old father. Mighty sir, these two young gentlemen that call me father and think they are my sons are none of mine. They are the issue of your loins, my liege, and blood of your begetting.
How? My issue?
So sure as you your fathers. I, old Morgan, am that Valerius, whom you sometime banished. Your pleasure was my mere offense, my punishment itself, and all my treason. That I suffered was all the harm I did. These gentle princes, for such and so they are, these 20 years have I trained up. Those arts they have in them as I could put into them. Their nurse, Euryphile, whom for the theft I wedded, stole these children upon my banishment. But, gracious sir, here are your sons again, and I must lose two of the sweetest companions in the world. The benediction of these covering heavens fall on their heads like dew, for they are worthy to inlay heaven with stars.
Thou weepst and speakst. The service you three have done is more unlike than this thou tellest. I lost my children. If this be they, I know not how to wish a pair of worthier sons.
Be pleased a while. This gentleman, whom I call Polydor, most worthy prince, as yours is true, Guiderius. This, my Cadwal, Arviragus.
Guiderius had upon his neck a mole, a sanguine star. It was a mark of wonder.
This is he, who hath upon him still that natural stamp of his wise nature's end in the donation to be his evidence now.
Oh, what am I? A mother to the birth of three? Never mother rejoice deliverance more. Oh, blessed pray you be that after the strange starting from your orbs, you may reign in them now. Oh, Imogen, thou hast lost by this a kingdom.
No, my lord. I have got 2 worlds by it. My gentle brothers, have we thus met? Never say hereafter, but I am true speaker. You called me brother when I was but your sister. I you, brother, when ye were so indeed.
Did ye e'er meet?
Aye, my good lord.
A rare instinct. When shall I hear through? This fierce abridgment hath to its circumstantial branches that distinction should be rich in. Let's quit this ground and smoke the temple with our sacrifices. Thou art my brother, so we shall hold thee ever.
You are my father too, and did relieve me to see this gracious season.
All overjoyed, save these in bonds. Let them be joyful too, for they shall taste our comfort.
My good master, I'll yet do you service.
Happy be you.
The forlorn soldier who so nobly fought, he would have well become this place, and taste and graced the thankings of a king.
I am that soldier that did company these 3 in poor beseeming. Was a fitment for my purpose then. That I was he, speak Iachimo, for I had you down and might have made you finish.
I'm down again. But now my heavy conscience sinks my knees, then you forced it. Take this life, beseech you, which I so often know, but your ring first. This the bracelet, the truest princess that ever swore her faith.
Kneel not to me. The power I have on you is to spare you the malice towards you, to forgive you. live, feel better with others.
Nobly doomed. We'll learn our freeness of a son-in-law. Pardons the word to all. Laud we the gods, and let our smokes climb to their nostrils from our blessed altars. Publish we this peace to all our subjects. Set we forward. Let a Roman and a British ensign wave friendly together. So through Ludstown march, and in the temple of great Jupiter, our feasts. In the temple of great Jupiter, our peace will ratify. Seal it with feasts. For never was a war did cease, ere bloody hands were washed with such a peace.